Hello, my name is Jackblade and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a new Let's Play in Satisfactory, and as you can see, some things are a little bit different. Ta-da! So, there's a few things that are going to be tweaked, modified, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be a theme to this Let's Play. And if we take a look at it, and look inside these, you will see we have Somersloops in this. We have Mercer Spheres, and we have a full 4 containers of Power Shards. Cause the Let's Play, the goal of it is to be a little bit minimalist. It's to see how small can I make it? How few machines can I use if I have uncapped Somersloops, Mercer Spheres, and Power Shards, and still be able to finish the game? Or whatever we can do, because Let's Plays, they tend to fall off in terms of views and engagement around episode 10 to 15, and because of that, I'm basically going to I'm going to do like up to 10 episodes and see like, okay, how is the engagement? What do people think about this? And if people like it, I'm just going to continue with the Let's Play. Otherwise, what I am going to do is essentially like say, okay, this season is over, let's start another one. And we start over again. And yeah, this is all going to be happening on the 1.1 experimental, so I have essentially no mods available. I am running vanilla, except for this. And of course, there are, like, now that I've put that in, I can turn that off. I want you guys to see that, so I turn this back here. Boop. Otherwise, we are starting from the beginning. This is our inventory. It has barely anything. Yippee. And we will start with building up all of our stuff, starting with the hub, of course. So, hub, you come with me, you go, boop. Now we have our hub, we get our thingy flying in, and what we will do is essentially try to set up a basic, just give me something at all, setup. And people have seen this a million times. Essentially, the way that I play is I will try to unlock everything in tier 1 and tier 2 proper before I start actually building the phase 1 factory. And the goal of this is as well to try and figure out if I can make like a full phase 1 blueprint, like one-click blueprint. You click this, you have everything in phase 1. And I think I can do that. Based on the plans and based on what I've done and experimented with, I think I can probably do that once we get the, what's it called? The Blueprint Designer Mark III. I think we will have enough space to make like, okay, if I click here, I get all the phase 1 parts. Boom, they're producing at this rate. And then, of course, you can make like variations on that. That will then ultimately lead to having more of a, how do I put it, like adjusted to your needs kind of stuff. Like I want one that is like heavily focused on reinforced iron plates. I want one that is really like super focused on smart plating or wire or whatever it is. So I think that there can definitely be like a lot of variations on it, on that kind of like factory blueprint. But essentially what I want to do is, like, you know how you place out a single machine, right? And we call this, like, this is a machine. If I place this down, this is a machine. I want a blueprint that represents this, right? So that's, what I mean by that is that that blueprint is a machine in and of itself. That is the idea that I have. So I want to try that out, but I want to do it in survival, and I want to get there using this minimalist approach. So the idea that I have is like get as close as possible to only needing a single machine of each part that I am making. Now that's not going to be possible, especially not with like screws and wires, but we can get damn close with a lot of this if I just build according to my plans. So yeah, let's get started. Let's stop me from waffling here. And if you do like this, if this sounds interesting to you, if this sounds fascinating, if you want to see more of this, subscribe, like, comment, head on over to the Discord and tell me about your ideas. Have you tried this stuff before? Tell me what it felt like to you. would love the insight. And then let's get going. So here we got it. It's done. We actually have our absolute like basic setup done. So we are producing the basic stuff that we do need. So if we look at this, we do have... Okay, this is turned off right now. I'm gonna turn this back on. Essentially I turned it off for like power management, but it is needed now. So it makes wire and cable in those two. Just double checking. I think these are turned off too. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta make sure that these are fixed. Done. So we're getting cable and wire over here, and we are getting our iron plate, rods, and screws over here that we'll be using for building. And I'm just letting it build up a little bit, and then I will start like crafting. Like I also need the concrete. I currently have that set up over there. I want to bring it over here, but it's gonna take a little bit. So yeah, I'm just working on like progressing all of our stuff to the point where I can start actually building or having the part that I need to actually start building my plan. And yeah, it's not going to be like, that's the thing. Aside from like assemblers and stuff added onto this, it's not going to be that much larger. It's more to do with like, do I have the iron and copper and limestone and stuff coming in? So we'll see. But generally, this is how I've set it up to start. So copper is coming in. It's just making wire and going over, making wire cable over here. Then you of course see iron plate, iron rods and screws, and they're being set up very, very quickly like this. And there's an additional like 60 iron there. Like there's a bunch of stuff that we're gonna be able to do, and even more so when we have, like when I unlock the rest of the stuff into tier 1 and tier 2, so we can use the tier like Mark II belts and stuff like that. But it's gonna take a little bit because I need to, like, as I said, build up a bunch of resources. So I'm basically going to, like, not necessarily AFK, but I'm going to be handcrafting a bunch of that stuff, like the concrete. I'm gonna be cutting down and handcrafting a bunch of solid biofuel so that I have more for the power and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a little bit, and I will try to do my best to progress. Then, like, the next thing we're doing is essentially setting up a more permanent platform, and that's probably going to be, like, centered on that level, and then go out towards this direction. And then we will, like, start moving over our production there using the plan that I have made on Modeler. All those files, the Modeler, save files, any future blueprints and all of that kind of stuff is going to be found in the Google Drive that you can find on my Discord. So it's gonna be fun times. Now the question is, what am I doing with monsters and stuff like that? Yes, they exist, but I don't necessarily, like, I've put them to passive, or not passive, to retaliate, so they're not gonna attack me unless I attack them first. So I'm going to basically, I can kill them and get some resources, because I don't want so much the adventuring part during this playthrough as much as I want to, like, can I build this kind of factory, and I'm experimenting with that kind of stuff. So that's why the exploration aspect of all of that is gone. The alternate recipes is something that I still have to hunt for, but other than that, no. So, give me a second. I will be right back when I have fixed all of the stuff. So it's a new day in the game and in real life, and I have been working away on this, but we have run into a problem. Ta-da! As you can see, we have gone above even what a alien power augmenter can do. Like, I scoured the map, as you can see, and the reason why I did this was partly because I needed the cast screws alternate recipe, partly because I wanted all of the crash site drops so I could find enough steel pipes to actually make the craft the what they call the power, like, alien, what is it called? Fluctuators. SAM fluctuators, that's the name. It just disappeared from my brain. It's early in the morning here, okay? Or not early, but it's morning here, and I'm not awake yet. So basically, I've been making a bunch of these by hand in the crafting table, and I didn't have the steel pipes unlocked. Like, smart, easy thing for me to do would have been, which is what I did later, was to unlock the space elevator so I could get the steel crafting recipes and stuff like that, so I could start handcrafting some steel and steel pipes. That was actually faster. So that's what I did later. Like, there's a SAM node on the map. Let's see where, up here. So I basically just went over there with a bunch of these portable miners, and then used that to, like, set up a little bit of a crafting station. I brought a bunch of wire, and I bought a bunch of like steel pipes, and then we did that. Same thing, I have to have steel unlocked anyway, because I realized the way that I had planned things, the Mark II belt would not be enough for everything here. Specifically, the screws. So I would have had to split these machines up. I didn't want to do that, because this one needs to produce 233 screws exactly. The main problem with that being that the belt, Mark II belt, can only take 220, so I have to split that up and make sure that I have the Mark III belt. Those are my options. So I decided to do that, and put some Mark III belts in here, because like the entire point is like less machines, right? That's also, like, you can see that I've split some stuff up here. And the reason for that is, like, this goes directly into storage. This is what's being used for the rest of the machines to produce what they need to produce. So I split them up like that, to simplify, not having to do like load balancers and stuff like that. Essentially. But I've also done this in some cases, where you can see that I haven't done any load balancing or anything like that, but it still works the way it should, because you can see here, they have no power, so they're not running, right? But you can see that they need 125 screws, for example, and the other one, it's these two, needs 48 screws, as well as 60 screws per minute. So that's not an like even split, right? But what will happen is, just like with any other manifold, it will saturate and back up, right? Because if it splits evenly here, 233 going there and 233 going, like, split becomes like what, 120, no, 116 and a half. 116 and a half, yeah. And that's too much for that. So both of those are going to get saturated. When they do, the surplus is going to go down this route, and it's going to even out and send 125 here. So that's essentially how I've solved that problem. Easy fix, basic fix, like there's nothing fancy. It's very like brute force. But yeah, like what I need to do now, I went for this because I didn't want to have to deal with too much of setting up the biomass burners and stuff like that. But the cost of me setting up a second one, these are damn expensive, okay? So if we go in here and look at the alien power augmenter, I can get the motors. I'm in phase 2, I can unlock that. Same thing for the encased industrial beams. What the problem is, like, I think I have the computers from my journeys. Let's check what I have here. I have a bunch of cool stuff here. So yeah, I have the computers. What I don't have is enough steel pipes to make another 50 fluctuators. And you can see on the recipe, like, to make a single sun fluctuator, I need 3 steel pipes, and I need 50. So that's 150 steel pipes that I need. I don't even know if I have that much. I have 66 here. So if ideally, I would make a second alien power augmenter. I will still have to make the journey out to the SAM node. I don't know if there's any closer. I'm gonna check, but for now, that's the one that I found in my journeys. I have more stuff in here. Oh, I actually do have enough. Okay, I just need to get the SAM. I have more stuff here. I'm gonna sync this so that I get tickets. Maybe I can get the Sam... Oh, no, wait, the Sam stuff isn't in the Awesome shop, right? Let's double check. I don't want to be doing... Like, I want this thing to be minimalist. I don't want to make grand journeys all over the place and stuff like that. No, they're not here. So even if they're unlocked, they're not there. Which sucks. So, what I am thinking now is... what's gonna take the least amount of time? I think the least amount of time is going to be... unlock Blade Runners and get Blade Runners. That is what I'm thinking. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm unlocking Blade Runners, and then I'm running over there. Ooh, another hard drive. I have found some hard drives. Quartz. Let's start unlocking it. I haven't touched most of these trees. It's the alien technology tree is the one that I've focused on until I got here and realized, hey, I don't have enough sound fluctuators to actually start making use of the cool stuff here. So I have it, but it's really, really bad, and I need 10 sound fluctuators per dimensional depot I built. So that's going to be a thing for episode 2. But yeah, we need these. We need more quartz. Yep, I'm going to fix that, and I'm going to get the sound fluctuators. I'm going to get that up and running. But yeah, let's do this so you guys can see better. There we go. Boopy-doo. Or wait, I don't even need to do that. Why am I... Advanced game settings. Turn that off. I can use the new photo mode. We're in 1.1. We can use the new photo mode. Look at this. I don't need to fly. Ooh. I can just go up so that I'm more centered to this. Right? And then photo mode. R. And I decouple my camera. Look. So concrete is being made over there. That's 80 concrete being made in those two. 120 becomes 80 because I'm using the Somersloops, like the production amplification. So I'm getting twice as much out of it than I should. I should be getting 40 out of 120. I am getting 80, which is really nice. And then we have our iron plates, 40 iron plates being made here. 10, and that's quite simple, like just one machine with the Somersloop output. And then we have our reinforced iron plates. There's 10 of them going in there. The second machine is bringing over so we can make smart plating in this one. But yeah, the next one is the screws, I think. Yep, screws. 50 screws per minute being made here. And then this one is the 30 iron rods over here. I think this might be a little bit too jerky with the camera. So that one, can't even do that. Okay, I can't ping when I'm in here. So that one has the iron rods. And then this one has the smart plating, 4 per minute, which I think is like decent. And then we have over here, we have rotors. That's 8 rotors per minute. And then this last one is the modular frames, 8 per minute going over there. Which means that we have all the iron products basically done. I just need to fix the power stuff, right? And then I kind of want to see if I can finish. I don't know if I have time for it, but if you can look on the right side of the screen, we can do this so you guys can see. Let's put it here in the dark, right? Where if I update this now, I have made this, right? So we have 60 wire, 30 cable, and 40 copper sheets. That's the production left to set up, which is quite a simple thing to do because it requires way fewer machines and everything. So it's not going to be a big project. The bigger project is going to be getting those sound fluctuators, which I still think is a more sustainable thing than building up a biomass burner setup. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head on over. I'm gonna first start and see if I can find some quartz. Hey, so I can get some more quartz and get my blade runners. Hey, can you please? Please? I think the closest quartz is like up. Yeah, exactly, up there. So that's on the way. So yeah, I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna take a lap through the quartz, make sure that I get my Blade Runners, and when I have my Blade Runners, I am going to run up to the SAM again. I did a little bit of a climb last time to get up there. Should be easier with the Blade Runners and faster, so that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'll be back when we have a second alien power augmenter. Alright, I am back, and I fail at jumping. Let's double check. We need to make one of these. We need... let's just do this. I think it's easier. Plus, up there. Encased industrial beams, motor, computer. We can pick up our computers. I think we might have some encased industrial beams. I might need to craft some motors. Okay, I have the stators and I have the rotors, so that's fine. Computers, we got that. I don't think we have anything else. We have stators here, so we need those. Let's go for that. And then, have I unlocked motors? I might need to unlock motors in here first, so that I can craft them. Let's see. Okay, yeah, no, I need to unlock it here first. Okay. I might need some. I might need to. What do I need? What do I need? I need modular frames, which I should have. That's heavy modular frames. That doesn't help. Let's double check up here. I'm gonna collect the stuff, unlock advanced steel production, and then we will make our motors, and I will be back when we have the stuff. Alright, I have unlocked all of the things that I planned on unlocking, so I have the alien power augmenter part. I used my first big batch of fixed coupons using the turbo motors and stuff that I'd found to sync to get all the tickets. Another easy way of doing that would be getting lizard doggos, because then you're constantly generating the stuff like in your base, so that would be an easier way of doing it. But this definitely worked out as well, since I was also looking for like all the steel beams and stuff. So now we have all the parts. Let's see if we can. Boom, boom, boom. Can we place down our second alien power augmenter and make it line up? There we go. And poop. I will just connect it up like this, meaning that now our entire network is 1200 megawatts, which is incredibly nice, because it means that I don't have to build like neither coal power nor anything else. I can just continue expanding on this. So now the boost is 200 megawatts instead of 50 for the first one, because now we have two of them and they have a 20% boost total. So that also scales up. I mean, we're gonna get to a point where it's gonna be easier to build like fuel power plants and stuff to really like boost the power, but for now the alien power augmenters work out. One of the benefits of having infinite Somersloops is I can build like 10 of these, which would be giving me a like 100% boost on their power, which means that each of these would be worth 1,000, like it would be 10,000 megawatts of power. So let's see here. Let's go into the photo mode so we can look at this now that it's running. I still need to connect that up, but then yes. Then we are on to making the wire, cable, and copper sheets. And then we're done for this episode. Like, that's my goal at least, to see if I can finish all of the phase 1 production episode 1. So, oop. Let's just connect you up. Meaning we now have that done. Well, I'm going to keep going. As you can see, like, I'm just gonna do this. It's a very simple way for me to show having like my flying camera here. But yeah, as you can see, we are all now getting the modular frames and everything. We are getting our rotors, smart plating, iron rods, screws, reinforced iron plates, and our iron plates. And our concrete, of course, over here. As you can see, that's a excessive amount of storage, specifically because we are going to need a lot of concrete. At some point, I will also then expand on this and go the other direction, but with the industrial storage, and on top of each of them, I will place the modular. No, what is it called? What is it called? I'm being silly here. I'm being silly. Dimensional depot. That's the name. That means we can then very simply make sure that we have our makes it so that we can very simply have our like massive amounts of concrete just being complete, like always replenished very quickly into the dimensional depot, so we don't have to wait for it to replenish if we're building some bigger platforms and stuff like that. So it should work out. But for now, I'm going to work out the copper parts. Yeah, okay, we are now back, and I have, let's see, fixed it. So that went very quickly. Let me just, I'm actually going to do this because I want to be able to use my pings to point at things. So let's fly here. Okay, so what we're looking at here, if we go through, like, ignore this. I've turned this off. This is the starter thing that I needed to make the materials so that I can make this thing. This is the actual phase 1 factory. This is what I want to be able to essentially fit into a single blueprint when we get the Mark III blueprint designer. So this, I think I can make in a single blueprint. We're looking at, like, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 machines. 18, 19 machines. 19 machines. And the main reason why I think it is doable is because of, one, the vertical splitters and mergers, and two, the fact that we are using all of the, what's it called? We're using the Somersloops. Because of that, I think we do have some, like, we do actually have a possibility of solving this and making it fit within that footprint. Like, it should be doable. And then you are going to have a single, like, I click, and then I just connect up this. Then there's going to be out ports. They're not going to be, like, containers inside, right? But there's going to be output ports on that factory for each material. And that's going to give you all of the material you can see. If you do this, you can read properly on the right side of the screen per minute. That's a blueprint. Like, when it's done, I'm going to be able to, or I'm going to share that. People are going to be able to use that. It's available for free. If you go to my Discord, there's a link in the Google Drive chat to my Google Drive where all my saves, blueprints, mod lists, like plans for, like, Let's Plays, like Satisfactory modeler files, and, like, all of that kind of stuff will be available in that. There's going to be a folder that is called the Minimalist Let Play. If you go there, you're going to find everything. But yeah, like, essentially, boop, boop, what we do have now is that one. If I remember correctly, yeah. It brings in 76 per minute. From 76 iron, I kid you not, we are making everything on that list except the wire, cable, copper sheets, and concrete. So iron plates, reinforced iron plates, smart plating, rotors, iron rods, and modular frames. And it's not even using, like, it's not even using a full Mark II belt, which would be available at that point. Like, and this is a Mark I miner, and I really like that, because that's a significant amount of resources to use. And here's the thing. I'm not taking, like, here's the thing. When this is done, and I'm not going to take this and go like, okay, now I need to take this and go to the next factory and take, like, this material and use that there. No, I'm going to build a second factory that is using its own miners, that is using its own resources and everything, and we will be building everything that is that is available in phase 2. What we will also be doing is we will be making a couple of supplementary factories, because phase 1 has some supplementary stuff that I want to do, Specifically, it's about slug processing, like snail power slug processing, and I want to make a processing factory built into that that also makes what is it called? Let me double check. I don't want to lie to you here. So if I just bring that up, uh, give me a second. Import supplementary. So in the first one, I want to basically make sure that we are making the supplementary stuff makes the boom 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 for phase 1 is power slug processing that is slooped so it doubles everything for blue, yellow and purple slugs. Then I want to have a supplementary line inside the same factory, like this is going to be a single factory, that takes all of the alien parts, the remains from all the different alien parts, and turns them into DNA capsules. That is the point. That is the goal, to have a single, like, click down factory that can, like, it will give you all the power shards and all of the alien DNA that you can think that you want. But yeah, like I said, we're basically going to start looking at that and trying to do stuff with the Mark 1 blueprint, where I think I can make this supplementary like the phase 1 supplementary. But then, yeah, for the phase 2 supplementaries, it becomes a lot more. So that becomes very much more difficult. Because I have 2 supplementary factories that I need to make there. That uses, it's the one that makes all the quartz and silica, quick wire, AI limiters, and stuff like that. Stuff that is in demand that is still gonna be important for production. That is unlocked by, like, phase 2 stuff. Or by the time you get to phase 2, that's when you will likely need some of it. So yeah. Now, let's see here. Make copper sheets. And this makes all of our wire. Like, a single one makes all of our wire, and then it gets split. And this one makes cable. I decided to double this from 30 to 60. And I will update the modular file to reflect that. So ultimately, it's 60-60. 60 wire, 60 cable, 40 sheets from 3 machines there. And then, of course, we have our modular frames. We have our rotors, as you can see here. And 8 per minute is going over here. Then we have our smart plating. And that is quite easy. It's 4. I've literally just looped it. I haven't done any overclocking or anything like that. Because you don't need a lot of the stuff. Like, generally, once you're done with phase 2, it needs its own production specifically to make stuff later down the line that does need more smart plating. So this is just literally to do the send to the space elevator. So by the time I'm done with the space elevator stuff for phase 2, this should have collected up the 1,000 that we need. And then, of course, we do have our iron rods coming in here, from over here. Same thing, simply one of these loops, so it doesn't use more, like, material, but it's still a single machine, but it gives us double the output. And I haven't even slooped this one. It's literally just, here's 50 screws, because pretty much the only thing that you have as a buildable that uses screws is your, I think it's this, basically. Yeah, it's the Awesome Shop. There's no other buildable that actually uses it, I think. If there is, I've forgotten about it, or, like, they've changed some stuff. But yeah. And then, of course, we have our reinforced iron plates. This one is the one that produces for everything else. This is the one that we are putting into storage. That's 10 per minute, which is great, because it means that we will have an easy time keeping up with the demand for anything in terms of, like, Mark II belts and everything like that. We have 40 per minute being made from this same method there. We're just taking a normal machine, and then we are slooping it to get double the output to make sure that we have an easier time keeping up with the demand for this. And one of the big things that we're going to be unlocking, like phase 2, is having a lot more of the, what's it called? We're going to have a lot more of the steel pipes and stuff around, so we can make a big batch of SAM fluctuators and have in our dimensional depots, so that we can easily put up dimensional depots on top of all of our stuff here. I also want our smart splitters for syncing purposes. I want to connect this up so that when they get full, all of the rest goes into a sink. Because if I've calculated this correctly, let me just double check this so that I don't do a silly. So on a Mark III belt, that will be usable, no problem. So a single sync line will be available in this as well when I have smart splitters. So that means that all of this will also supplement the coupon generation. The 80 concrete will be on a separate sync line. So yeah, because we don't have Mark IV belts planned to be used for this, but Mark III belts is somewhat simple to get access to pretty early on in the game. As you can see, I have made all of this. I don't even know how long I've been playing. Yeah, about 9 hours. 9 hours in, and like this is an easy accomplishment for those 9 hours, I would say. I've been AFKing a little bit as well. I've been doing other stuff in between things. So what it means is that once this is the blueprint is done and everything, if you do a run where you have blueprints unlocked from the get-go, you can put this blueprint in and then just go hey, boop, I have phase 1 done. Oh, I need more of the phase 1 products. Boop, now I have doubled it. And it doesn't take a lot, as you can see. It's literally one node of, a pure node of limestone. There is a 60, a normal node of copper. That it doesn't even need that. It needs 35 to do that. And then this one actually is the one that needs the most. It needs 76, or technically 75.81, but 76. Iron to completely set up the entirety of phase 1, which I very much enjoy. I very much enjoy having all of that done and dusted. It means that I don't have to bother about this anymore, and I have all of the parts that I might need. With that said, thank you so much for watching this episode. This is the first episode in this Let's Play, and hopefully by episode 10 we will have I don't know how far we will be getting, but phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 should be episode 1, 2, and 3. So, at least that's my plan. I don't know, phase 3 might take more work than I think. If that's the case, it's still going to be done by episode 4, which means that we're going to be finishing this game pretty quickly. And if we take a look around, this will all be available to you in the save file in my Discord. And if you do like this kind of content, like button, subscribe, share with your friends, and send it anywhere where you think people might enjoy it. If you have tried this kind of run or want to try this kind of run yourself, then I highly, highly recommend telling me what you think in the comments down below. Now, thank you so much, and have a great one, everyone. Bye!